Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Man, I feel like it's certainly been quite a long time since I've been on YouTube. For those that have been following me, you should know that I recently attended the Texas BCA State event here in Central Texas. It was held at the Mayborn Center in Temple, Texas. And that was all last week. And I had tried to play in the 10 ball singles event, Jack and Jill Scotch Doubles 8 ball event, 8 ball singles event, and then the 8 ball teams event. And really just had no time to produce any content other than the live streams that I was able to do when I had Tony Robles here with me in my house, and we were doing a bunch of live streams of playing straight pool. They're all over my channel. But Tony is home now. BCA State event is over, and I'm now back to work. And I've started to realize that I'm biting off more than I can chew with regards to my schedule. Since I'm playing APA 8 ball now on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I also play on BCA 8 ball on Sundays. What I end up doing with the days that I'm not playing League, like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, well, on Tuesday, that's usually when I spend reviewing the videos that I may have recorded on Monday for my teammates, which also includes mine. And then on Thursday, I spend time reviewing the videos that I recorded on Wednesday, which also can include mine. And that's how I'm usually trying to get at least 2 of my APA 8 ball matches that I can do some sort of live stream and then be able to show everybody. So, and then Friday nights is usually when all of my league members, APA and BCA, get together to do some sort of practice in the evening. So really, that only leaves me tonight, sometime today for me to either do a live stream or produce some sort of recorded content. The only other time I think that I can try to produce other content on other days is going to be on Mondays or Wednesdays when I know I don't have to play League. So this is getting overwhelming, but I'm certainly going to try to figure out how to manage the time so I can start producing more and more content as well as do my live streams, because I am far from finished at trying to do my road to 100 for straight pool. I still practice it every day, trying to implement the things that I had learned from Tony, but I'm still struggling to increase my average as I try to figure out how to pick a good pattern, of course, execute good cue ball control to just produce, some sort of high number. Anybody that's been following me knows that my current high number is 79, and I haven't been able to come anywhere near that, let alone increase the average of playing straight pool to get anywhere near that. But that's pretty much everything that I've been doing since being done with BCA State. Not this past week, but the week prior. And then, of course, helping Tony Robles kick off his national tour of pool clinics, which he started here in Texas, and then all the live streams that I had done with him. So obviously, all of this past week that has gone by, I've just been doing nothing but working. And like you always hear me complain about, whenever I'm done working, I'm just exhausted. And that's why I haven't really done any live streams. Even though, like I said, every day I'm in my garage, I'm practicing and just working on things. Now, for today, though, we are here to figure out who is going to be the winner of this. Where's the logo? There we go. This JFlowers JF Force brake cue that I did a product review on. That was about what? Let me look here. On April 9th. Almost 2 months ago. Wow. And the reason why it was almost 2 months ago is because I asked for that video to get 1,000 likes. Well, that video only got 744. give or take between now and the time that I announce the winner. But almost 2 months have gone by. I think it's pretty much time to give it away, despite that I didn't get the like milestone that I had set for it. 744 out of 1,000, almost 75%. I think that's pretty good. And then, of course, after we announce the winner, we can start planning on what type of product review I can do next. Still remember, though, that not every product review that I do is going to have a giveaway attached to it, but I can say the least that most of them will have a giveaway. Most of them, but not all of them. Let's see what else here. I'm at a loss for words. Let's see here. What do we got here? I see that I have 74 of you lovely people, and I only have 30 likes. So y'all know what I like about this. If y'all can just do me a favor, if you haven't done so already, give this live stream a thumbs up. I mean, unfortunately, not all 74 of you or however many of y'all that are going to be here is going to win something, but there is going to be one lucky winner that's going to win a free queue just for me having to borrow at least 15 to 20 minutes of your free time when you actually watch the product review video and follow the instructions. And then, of course, the amount of time that you're going to spend here with me. Because I'm not just going to pick a winner and then just call it a night. You know how this goes. We're just going to try to have some fun. I've actually got one thing planned that I think should be fun, that everybody should be able to participate and kind of have fun with. And then I do want to show you something that I've been working on today prior to getting this live stream started. That's hopefully going to make my APA review matches a little bit more appealing, because I did work on changing how the scenery looks, and then I did build a brand new program that's going to help me keep track of my score, the opponent's score, the number of innings. If I ever get around to reviewing 9-ball, because I have to join a 9-ball team, it'll help me keep track of the dead balls. And there's a little feature that I thought would be really cool to add. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and show it to y'all. So let's switch to the new scene. The first thing I got to do is this. Now, I have to change my camera, because you can see, all you see is the other chair. So I'm going to do this real quick, so that way you see me. So now, this is going to be my new layout whenever I do APA 8-ball. I'm going to make it slightly different when I do APA 9-ball. There'll be where you can see at the very middle, it shows you what me and my opponent are racing to, and below that it says innings for an inning count. So I'm going to add below that the number of dead balls that you can have whenever you do whenever I do 9-ball. But you also should notice that there's a row of balls 1 through 15, right above the score. And I'm going to try to make this a little bit more interactive, in regards that I can make these things disappear. Right? So whenever balls are being made, I can take them off the table, and then whenever there's a new rack, I just reset and we just start back over. That's how this is going to work. There's still the cue ball diagram. Nothing has changed about that. So, if I tell you I'm going to put top spin or bottom spin, left spin or right spin, or everywhere in between, that's how that's going to work. Now, this is the new program that helps me do this. Now, the row of balls that you see is actually on the new program that I built. And it's important for you to know that, because when I show you the new program, this is the new program that I built. So you can see all I do is I put in my name, the name for my opponent, and unless my opponent is okay with me putting their name in for it to be seen on YouTube, I can put their name in. Otherwise, it's just going to say opponent. But then if I upgrade the score, then you'll see the scores in the scoreboard for the stream upgrade. If I change the race to, say, 5-4, now it says 5-4. If I change the inning counts, all that stuff works. And then, of course, if I reset the scores, everything goes back to 0. The only thing that stays the same is my name, the opponent's name, and then, of course, whatever we're racing to. But then there's, like I said, the visibility stuff here for the balls. Now, you'll notice that on the program, you see that the balls have a background color of green. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I use OBS when I do streaming, right? So the reason why on my program that this section here has green is because the program is now on this scene twice. Once for you to see what the whole entire program looks like. The second one is the row of balls that you see right above the scoreboard. All I did was just crop out the rest of the window to where it's just the balls. You can't even see the check boxes. Matter of fact, let me just do this. So all it is just that small little section of the program that's cropped out, so that way I can chroma key out the background and you just have the pictures of the balls that appear above the scoreboard. And so, like, let's just say, for example, I'm just going to jump ahead to a certain segment of this match here. And look right here. It looks like my opponent, actually, let me go a little bit farther so it's just easier to see. So we look right here and I can see that looks like I've made the 1 ball, the 2 ball. I'm shooting at the 3 ball. It looks like the 4 ball is gone, the 5 ball, the 6 ball is gone, and the 7 ball is gone. And of course, the 8 ball is there. I see the 9 ball and the 10 ball. Looks like the 11 ball is still on the table. I don't see the 12 ball. And I don't see the 13. Or no, the 13 is there. The 14 ball is gone. And the 15 ball is there. So that's basically how this would look. But that also means that there's just more stuff that I have to interact between watching the video and then interacting with my program to make sure I kind of keep everything in sync if I can. It's just going to be something I'm going to have to practice on. There'll probably be times where a ball disappears and I forget to make it go invisible or hide it on the actual scene. But we'll see how this all works. So that's how this is going to work, at least for 8 ball. And then, like I said, I'll eventually just make a new one for 9 ball. It will pretty much be the same exact thing, except you'll see more yellow than you do red. The red border and the red background and stuff. All that stuff will be yellow instead. And I'm going to kind of try to do something like this or something very similar to this for my straight pool live streams, as far as instead of, because you'll notice the live chat is gone, right? This is the live stream. So there's always going to be the live chat on the very, very right of the video whenever you watch this on YouTube or your YouTube app. So there was no reason for me to try to have the live chat as part of the video itself, because I just don't find myself actually clipping anything out anymore, where the live chat might be useful to provide context to whatever it is that I'm talking about. And even if I do decide to clip something out, I can always just pull the live chat off of the actual video itself and then just add it manually or do whatever, just some sort of editing that's gonna be required to do so. But yeah, like this is what I'm working on, or this is what I've been working on all day today. And I actually like the finished product. It's a little bit easier for me to interact, control things. There's less moving parts, and the program that I wrote is really simple, like really, really simple, as far as I'm concerned. So that's that there. Let me switch back to this. And then notice how you see the black bars on the side. That's where I have to switch the resolution of my camera again to go back to this, so that way you can see the entire office. That's going to be a little bit annoying because in here I have a Logitech C92X. I eventually have to, or I'm eventually going to upgrade it to a Logitech Brio, kind of like what I have in my garage. But this is fine with me having to do everything. All right, let's see here. Has anybody been asking any questions? I know whenever I do a lot of talking, I tend to ignore the the chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through the chat and see if I saw any questions before we continue on with the show. How's everybody doing? Is everybody having a lovely weekend like I am? I mean, my weekend's been busy, but I'm glad I'm having it. Let's see here. Oh, is my finger injured? No, it's just that I've got a little bit of a blister here on the fingertip that I picked off, so I just have it covered up is all. So that way it doesn't burn. There's really like there's nothing wrong with it, right? I'm just covering up an exposed blister is all. But thanks for asking. Rarely comments. Yes, we can certainly do Q&As. The whole entire time that I'm doing this, so long as I don't overlook the live chat, I'm always open to answer any questions that anybody might have. And of course, if I miss your question as it scrolls by, please don't spam it for it to be noticed. Just type it back in every once in a while, and if I happen to catch it, I'll catch it. It looks like everybody's loving the new layout. That's pretty cool. Mike Coleman likes the visuals of the balls being available, so that's awesome. Trevor Simpson, you love solving real life problems using code. I don't, like I had at one point where I wanted to do programming on my channel, but of course when my YouTube stuff, YouTube stuff, of course it's YouTube stuff, when my pool stuff basically took off, like all of my programming stuff and all of my fitness related stuff I kind of just buried. And I've always talked about resurrecting it, but I kind of got the advice that I probably should make new YouTube channels specifically for those things, rather than having one YouTube channel being a blend of those three things combined. I'm not entirely sure how I would do that. But if I decided to make another program that's going to help me with my pool related stuff, would that be something y'all be interested in watching me do live? Because that's something I actually did think about live streaming me building that what I called the APA scorekeeper. I actually did think about live streaming it. I just didn't. But if that's something that might interest y'all, then I can certainly consider that the next time that I decide to just build a program that I think that's going to help me with, controlling OBS or controlling whatever it is I'm going to do for the next live stream. Ryan Harmson, you saying you're new to using OBS, or you're trying to figure out how to add scores? Well, here, let me just do this. Go back to this. Like I said, oh, not that. That's later. That's a surprise. Okay, now we're back to this. Well, the surprise is ruined now. If anybody knew what that was. So let's go back to this. Okay, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see my cursor. Actually, there we go. You just can't see underneath it. Let's put all the balls back up. Now, these areas here of the scoreboard, these are nothing more than just text sources. If anybody's familiar with OBS, I'm going to be using OBS terminology. So what you have here, this whole entire thing is what's called a scene. And on your scene, you put sources. So for example, this cue ball diagram that you see right here, the cue ball itself is an image source. The red dot is a image source as well, because it's just a picture of a red circle. That's all it is. And that's why when I grab the source on the scene, that's why I'm able to move it around like this, so you can see where I'm actually going to be striking on the cue ball. Then I have another source, which is the match, like this whole thing that you see right here, the match. And then of course my webcam that's pointed at me that I've docked down here in the lower right hand corner. The pool balls, like I said, is a window capture of that program that I just showed y'all, of this program here. It's just that it's cropped down to where it's only the pool balls, and then I chroma keyed the back, or I filtered out the background, so that way all you see is just the pool balls. You don't see the actual green, because I can do this. If I go to here and turn the chroma off, now you can see the green background that's part of the program. So this is how much of the program's window that I have cropped out in order to create that feature. Now, to answer your question about scores though, and let's hide this. This area here where the opponent, and actually let me do this as well so you can see this. So like my name, my score, this 5-4, this inning counter, my opponent's score, and my opponent's name, that's what all of these are in this area here of the program. And all the program is doing is writing what's on the screen to a file. Now, the sources here are just text sources that are attached to the files that I'm writing to. So whenever my program updates that file with whatever new value that I give it, well, then OBS is just going to display that new value because it's always watching that new file. That's how the scoreboard stuff works. If you don't attach a file to your OBS source, then you always have to go into your OBS source and just manually update it. So for example, this label here that says innings, that's not attached to a file. That is just a text source that I literally type in innings, and that will never change. Everything else, though, will change based on how my program is going to update those files or the contents of the files. So that's how that works with regards to having scores on OBS. There's plenty of other different ways to do it. This is just the way that I currently do it for my stuff. So I hope that at least answers that. So let's go back to this. And let's fix my web camera back. Ta-da! Okay, so there's that. Now let's see what other questions we might have. Ooh, I see I got some bots working their way in. I saw one of my moderators is here. How come they're not being cleaned up? There we go. That should be it. All right, let's see what other questions that we might have. Tim Morgan, you're saying separate channels are the best choice. You can definitely use this channel to help build the others, and those interested in non-pool related stuff can watch what they want. I mean, it's something that I've considered. It's certainly something that I've considered. Boy, everybody loves it when the spam bots come in. Let me know that they're all here. They at least the first one that I caught should be taken care of. I currently don't see any more as I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Let's see here. Eddie Sedgwick, you said you read that clicking on those bots or going to their website opens up one for ID theft. You can't remember how though. I mean, that's why I always try to get rid of them, and I certainly don't suggest ever clicking on them whenever they show up in chats. And I did learn, because how many of y'all have been following the VNEA Masters in Las Vegas on the Q Sports Live channel? Because I did learn from them that they changed their chat to subscriber mode only, and even that did not prevent the bots from coming in. The bots were smart enough to subscribe to the channel just so they can still spam away. So I at one point had thought about switching my live chat to be to subscriber mode only, but that ain't gonna work. The only thing I know that I can possibly toggle with is that you have to be. I think theirs were the Q Sports Live YouTube channel only set theirs to be to like you have to have been subscribed for only like a minute, right? Which I think a bot can easily handle. So even if I set it for a long time, if the bot subscribes to my channel, then I'm pretty sure it'll periodically still try to just send messages whenever it can until it finally reaches the time threshold of when it's allowed to chat. So I thought that was really interesting when I saw that happen. That it just did not matter that you set it to subscriber mode only. Ooh, Edwin Weed, you want to be a moderator so that way you can also help with the chat. I could certainly consider. I currently only have 2 moderators, and I think 2 is currently enough for the amount of viewers that I typically pull in. If I start getting more and more viewers, I mean, then I probably will start adding more and more moderators. It'll just depend. Let's see here. I think I'm almost caught up. What's in the boxes behind me? I think all of those are. I actually think all of those are empty. Those are just boxes that I'm going to repurpose whenever I do just other giveaways, so I can just put stuff in them, wrap them up, protect them with bubble wrap, and send them away. But I know the specific reason why you're asking that, because remember that after this giveaway, I have other stuff. Whether or not if I'm going to give away this other stuff is debatable. I've got cues galore, cases, and whatnot. And you say, what's in the box? I'd also say, what's in the bag? Because there's something in here. All right. I've showed this off before. This is a Jacoby mag cue. Like, I've got plenty of stuff as far as pool cues to review, possibly give away, etc., etc. But as I always complain, I got to find the time to actually make these recorded contents. Put all this stuff back before it accidentally falls over. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's what's in those boxes. Nothing. just empty air. But but like I said, I do use them I repurpose them for stuff. Too Short Gaming, you have not missed the giveaway right now. I'm just kind of bantering and spending time with everybody, answering questions and stuff, and just kind of updating everybody on what I've been doing. But the giveaway, the winner of the giveaway will be announced here soon. Let's see. James Brinson, you said you watched my video on CTE a while back, and you're asking me if I still use it. I've never been a CTE user. The only reason why I have 2 videos on CTE is because my viewers asked me to try to explain it. So when that happened, I studied it for a little bit, watched a lot of videos, read some online articles and stuff, and came up with the 2 interpretations that I did. The very first one was very, very basic. I think I was only doing I was only pivoting in one direction, and it just was not as thorough as the second one. And as far as I know, from other avid CTE users, they said I explained it wrong, but they won't tell me where I explained it wrong, and that's fine, because I admit in those videos that I'm not saying that this is like the way you're supposed to do it. I basically explained that based on my research and what I was able to reproduce on the table, this is how I think it works. And so if you are able to get it to work the same way, well, then cool. But that's why I have those CTE videos. I am not an actual CTE aimer. I am just strictly a ghost ball aimer with a little bit of fractional aiming blended in with it. YCBU Quad Boss, you're asking how do we enter the giveaway? So in the pinned comment, just watch the product review video while I'm sitting here bantering and follow the directions at the end. Because once I actually draw for the winner, it'll be too late to be an eligible winner. Let's see here. What the heck happened? Did it just jump all the way to the bottom? Okay, there's that. There's that. Everybody's still talking about the bots. Let's see here. There you go, Trevor. It's not a real live chat without spam bots. I like it. Lacey Karras, or Karis, I hope I'm saying that correctly. How can I get better at ball control? There's no better answer than practice. You have to be familiar with knowing where the cue ball is going to go after you make contact with an object ball, because whatever ball that you're trying to make. So you definitely have to familiarize yourself with what's referred to as the tangent line, the 90-degree line that the cue ball is supposed to travel if the cue ball makes contact with the object ball and has no spin on it at all, no top spin or bottom spin. It's just sliding into the cue ball. Left spin and right spin don't really affect the tangent line. It only has an effect on if the cue ball hits a rail after contacting an object ball. But if you don't understand that tangent line, then you're not going to understand how to get the cue ball to go above the tangent line or below the tangent line, and then let alone be able to understand how to use side spin to control the cue ball after it comes off of a rail. So when you learn those types of things, there's just no way of getting better at it than practice. You have to be able to put in the hours of practice in order to improve your ball control. All right, there's all that. Yeah, I've already answered that. Eddie Sedgwick, you're saying Tony Robles once told you that when you're breaking an 8-ball or 10-ball, one should break from the head spot so the energy of the cue ball goes through the entire rack, but you've seen pros and amateurs alike break from the side, so you don't know which is correct. They're all correct. It's just a matter of understanding how the rack is going to behave. So, for example, if you've seen any of my breaking videos, I've got a couple of them. One on 8-ball, I think I've got like 2 or 3 on 9-ball, and then one on 10-ball. And I think I'm close to wanting to redo the one on 10-ball because I just have a little bit more information. The most controlled ball off of the break is the head ball. Now, there are other, like, if you're using a template rack like for a 9-ball rack, then we all know that the wing ball will just go into the corner pocket. But if you're not using a template rack, the most controlled ball is going to be the head ball. And depending upon which side that you're breaking from, you can try to get the head ball to go into the side pocket. That's typically why you'll see players of pro or amateur style break from one side or the other instead of head on. Because the more head on you hit the rack, then the more the head ball will basically kind of just work its way down towards the head end of the table. And depending upon how much of an angle you might have, because you don't want to do square in the middle, right down the middle, because that's not going to allow the head ball to really to go towards any pocket. It's just going to come almost straight down the table. But if you start angling off to one side or the other, then the head ball will track towards the corner pocket on the opposite side from wherever you're breaking from. And the closer and closer you get to the rail and the more you cut the head ball, then the more you can kind of twist the head ball into going into the opposite side pocket. That's at least my understanding of why most players will end up trying to break more from the sides or breaking from the box rather than doing a more head-on break from the absolute center of the table or from the head spot. Let's see here. I think I'm almost caught up with all of the chats. Looks like I am. Okay, are there any other questions? Jay McGovern, how's it going, man? You saying any value of practicing 9 on the spot on an 8-foot table when tournaments will be played on a 9-foot table? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's going to be value because you are referring to the Texas State 9-ball Open, which I know you're coming down here, so I'm looking forward to seeing you. But yes, I mean there's going to be value, like period, as far as I'm concerned. An angle's an angle's an angle's an angle, but the difference being obviously with 7-foot, 8-foot, and 9-foot tables is the distance that the balls have to travel. Right, so a 10-degree angle on an 8-foot table is a 10-degree angle on a 9-foot table is a 10-degree angle on a 7-foot table. Right, the only thing you always have to account for is power, like how hard or how soft are you going to hit a shot, because balls are going to have to either roll farther or roll less depending upon the size of your table. So you can say, though, like if you try to bend the one ball into the side pocket doing some sort of a cut break on, is it going to be different on an 8-foot table than it is on a 9-foot table? Chances are I'm going to say yes. But you have a baseline on what to work from, right? If you know how to make the one ball go into the side pocket on an 8-foot table, can you use the exact same breaking style on a 9-foot table? I'm probably going to say no, but you have a really, really good starting point. You might have to just cut the head ball maybe slightly more because of the distance that the one ball has to travel to get to the side pocket. But you're going to know that information up front because of all the practice that you've done on an 8-foot table. That's at least how I would look at it. Rackacutremont. Do I shave with Manscaped though? I do not. I just have regular old Walmart stuff. Let's see here. Chris Poe, you play in the BCA League and often find yourself frustrated after missing a couple of shots. Your Fargo is 432, and you're just wondering how do you handle yourself before you create a type of snowball effect. And I'm actually glad you mentioned the snowball effect because I talk about that all the time. There's no way to prevent it, right? I mean, it's like, because I don't even think professional pool players like can prevent the snowball effect. I mean, you see how stoic they are, but that just means that they hide it. As far as I'm concerned, they hide it very, very well. But I mean, when it comes to that mental part of the game and trying to maintain your emotions and stuff, like just like with getting better at pool, you have to practice it. You have to accept the reality that you're going to miss shots. You have to accept the reality that you're going to miss shots that 9 times out of 10 you should be making. Right? It doesn't matter how easy the shot is. It's a shot that's still missable. It's a shot that you can take for granted. It's a shot that you can accidentally rush through your pre-shot routine. Just something can cause you to miss a shot that 9 times out of 10 that you're going to miss. And missing is not the only thing that causes your snowball effect, as far as I'm concerned. Not getting the position that you were looking for on the next ball can start your snowball effect as well, right? Because you make a ball, and there are times where, like I've shown on some of my APA matches, that after I make a ball, whatever position I get, you'll see on the video where I'll do something like, and to an untrained eye, they'll be wondering, why is he doing that? He made the ball, but not realizing, since I didn't get exactly the position that I was looking for the next shot, I have to do something extra to get back in line to try to follow the route that I had already planned out, or come up with a completely different route, a completely different pattern. That could be frustrating as well. And so the more you can hopefully try to just accept that these things are going to happen, then the less that they're going to bother you. And I think Tony Robles said it to me best, because I go through this all the time when I'm doing my straight pull attempts at making 100 points. I consider myself a decent 8-ball player. I mean, I actually almost beat Tony in a race to 5 on a live stream. I lost to him hill to hill. He beat me 5-4. I was able to break and run. I was able to play good safeties, et cetera, et cetera. But and I consider myself to be a decent 9-ball player. I've got plenty of live streams where I'm playing against the Ghost. But when it comes to straight pull, I sit there and look at myself and go, if I can run 8-ball racks and I can run 9-ball racks, why can't I somehow string straight pull racks together, or at the very least get out of the first rack as often as I would like? And that is super frustrating to me, knowing that has been one of my biggest struggles, is just getting out of the first rack. I've got a break ball that I get to place wherever I want on the table. I get ball in hand, make my break ball, smash the rack open, and then try to be able to run the rest of the table. And more times than not, I'm not successful. So I get to deal with that frustration. And the way Tony Robles explained it to me was, if something doesn't go 100% according to plan, meaning that you made your ball but you didn't get the position that you're looking for, you don't really want to obviously focus on the negative of not getting the position that you wanted, but rather than, okay, this is what I've got now, what new thing can I come up with? Right? It's going to be nothing more than when your opponent gets lucky on you and leaves you hooked on whatever shot that you're going to be going for. You definitely want to try to have some sort of positive approach as to how you're going to deal with it. I am a firm believer that negative thoughts manifest negative results, and so if you come to the table, just negatively, then chances are you're not going to have a positive result as to whatever it is that you're going to try. But I do admit that what I'm trying to say right now is just much easier said than done. I mean, even to this day, I've been playing pool going on, 24 years now, and I still struggle with maintaining my emotions when I play. Sometimes I can actually get there. When I actually, and my players know it when I'm there. If I actually reach the I don't give an F mode, you can see it in my face. You can see it whenever I miss a shot and how I walk away from the table. I just walk away from the table and just wait to come back. And the moment I come back, it's absolute 100% business, game on, and I just have absolute complete focus, and I'm able to come back and fix whatever issues that I might have created or whatever issues my opponent created, and like no negative thoughts could enter my mind at all. Nothing brings me down. And if I still happen to lose, I still happen to lose, but I'm having a good time because I don't let my emotions get to me. But I can't do it all the time. Sometimes I get a little emotional, sometimes I don't. It's for me it's almost like a 50-50 kind of thing. But that's basically the best advice that I can give you, is that you're going to have to accept, regardless of whatever your skill level is, that just bad things are going to happen to you on the pool table. You're going to miss shots. Your opponent's going to get lucky on you and hook you when they couldn't. Or your opponent's going to get lucky on you and make a shot that they shouldn't have made and manage to win a rack off if you like. There's going to be plenty of things that are going to happen to you that's going to make you think negatively, that's going to create your snowball, but it's always up to you to keep that snowball as small as possible. As far as I'm concerned, you're never going to be able to prevent the snowball from starting, but you can always try to prevent the snowball from getting too big and out of control to where it basically just completely destroys your game, which I'm sure every one of us, including myself, have experienced at one point in time or the other. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Lacey Karras, where's Zelda? Zelda's outside. He's not allowed in here when I do live streams. He can be in my garage when I do live streams there, but not in this one. I'm surprised I actually don't hear him meowing outside the door like he wants in here. Tim Morgan, when I play 9-ball, how far ahead am I generally planning? And you've been trying to think 4 or 5 shots ahead, but there are just certain racks you just can't immediately see the whole run out. I mean, that's good. I think, the starting point is going to be 2 or 3 balls ahead, right? That's what you always hear from just like anybody. Think 2 or 3 balls ahead. Generally speaking, I will dissect the entire rack. I do that pretty much in 8-ball as well. I currently can't do it in 9 or in straight pool just yet because I just can't expand my thought process to think 13 or 14 balls ahead after I make the break ball. But I can do an 8-ball run out in my head, and I can do a complete 9-ball. It's just a matter of knowing and admitting to myself if I can even run the table in the first place. So like in 9-ball, if there's just too many clusters, then like the amount of effort it's going to take for me to break up the clusters, get position, run out, etc., means that my run out percentage is probably really, really freaking low. And if that's the case, then chances are I'm only going to be thinking so many balls ahead, either to the ball prior to the cluster or the ball in the cluster, and I still manage to just skim the ball that's in the cluster, leave the cluster alone, and then play some sort of safety. Right? That's the only way that I know how to handle that kind of stuff, and it really just boils down to just being honest with yourself at knowing what you can and cannot do on that table to determine how far you can actually think ahead and determining whether or not if you can run the table. Because there's absolutely nothing wrong with allowing your opponent to come back to the table so long as they come back to the table under your conditions, which means you've played some sort of good safety. But you have to accept the fact that if the opponent gets out of your safety, whether skillfully or luckily, if they get out of the safety, they've earned, well, luckily they didn't earn it, but you at least made the best decision possible by trying to play safe against your opponent, and they got out of it and managed to win the rack. That should be a loss that you should be okay with. It's hard to take, but you should be okay with it because it's easier to accept that type of loss than to go for the hero shot and just sell the rack to your opponent. But that's just my opinion. Okay, I think I'm caught up with most of the chats. If I've missed your question, feel free to just type it back in at some point in time, and hopefully I'm going to be able to catch it. This is what I want to do for fun prior to announcing the winner. Let's switch to this. Who knows what this is if y'all already saw it when I spoiled it? Who knows what this is? Has anybody ever heard of Wordle? And if you know what Wordle is and you've done Wordle for today, you're not allowed to participate. Do not type in the chat what today's Wordle is. Because I don't even know what it is yet. But for those that may or may not know, this is the new like online craze of, the word of the day. And what I have here is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 guesses to try to figure out what today's word of the day is. And what'll end up happening is when I type in a word, I can have repeated letters or not. When I type in a word, it's going to tell me which letters are good, bad, or in the wrong place. All by color codes. I think if the letter is gray, that means it's a word. Or I'm sorry, that if it's gray, that means it's a letter that's not in the word. If it's green, then that's the letter is in the word and it's in the correct place. And if it's yellow, then that means it's a letter that's in the word that's not in the correct place. And I have 6 guesses to try to figure this out. Tyler Ganks, I already like your favorite starting word of the use audio. I'm not going to enter. I'm not going to hit enter. But this right here will let you know practically if any of the vowels are in there. And if the A, U, I, and O are all gray, then that means the letter E must be in the word. This is a word that I typically don't like to use because it doesn't use enough consonants in there, though. The word that I like to use to start off Wordle is steer. Because the R, S, the T, the E, and the A, very, very common letters that might be in any English word. So let's see if what this might reveal. Okay, so there's no S in the word, there's no E in the word, there's no A in the word, but there is a T. It's just not in it's not the second letter. And there is an R. It's just not the last letter. So anybody in the chat, you want to try to give me another word to try that has an R and a T in separate areas, and then possibly another vowel like the O, U, or I. I will try almost anybody's second guess. And then pretty much after we do this, then I will announce the winner. Well, Rogers Randos, I'm not going to use cause because I've already used the S and the E. Let's see, froth. I kind of like that. And trick. I kind of like that. That'll at least expose the I or the U. I wouldn't necessarily use route because the E has already been used. I wouldn't necessarily use train because the A has already been used. So far I kind of like froth. Let's see if the O is going to be in there, and let's see if the T is going to be the fourth word, and let's see if R is going to be the second letter. Whoever told me froth, were you the one? Did you already do today's Wordle? Who said froth? Chase Davis, did you already do today's Wordle? And you just gave me the answer. Because that's Wordle. Oh my goodness. It's not very often that you can actually get the word guessed on the very first try. But that's Wordle. Maybe you just did that so that way we can just go ahead and do the raffle winner. Oh my goodness, that's just too funny. That's just freaking too funny. All right. Well, let's go ahead and Chase. You said you've never played. Okay, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. But if given that if that is true, that was a very good guess considering the 2 letters that we at least knew were going to be in here. And that's the cool thing about this game because it lets you know. You can see that the E, S, and A have been used, so therefore you don't want to try to use them again. That's what makes this very fun. So now the word of the day is done. I have to come back tomorrow to get a brand new word of the day to play in Wordle. So that's that there. So let's go ahead and look and see who's going to be the winner. Now, just like I've done before, I'm going to do a demonstration. So this is a demonstration. This is not to announce who the winner is going to be. I'm demonstrating how this YouTube comment picker works. And the video that I'm going to use to demonstrate is going to be my last straight pull video where I actually scored 79. So you can see here, this is right when I'm about to get started. This video only has 46 comments in it. So what I'm going to do is click the share button. That's going to allow me to get the URL. So I copy the URL. I go back to the comment picker and I enter the URL in this text box here. And I ask it to get the comments. Oh, they've added a CAPTCHA in here. So I have to type in the number 10 and say get the YouTube comments. There are, why does it say 40? I would have expected it to say 46. That's odd. Unless it knows to automatically exclude, oh, I forgot. It is excluding replies. That's why I don't say include replies. So if I did say include replies, notice it does say 46. Because replies do not work. They have to be comments. Now, the trick of it is, let's see if there's any duplicate user comments, meaning someone that commented multiple times. There is at least 3 comments that are duplicates or from the same user. So there are now 37 unique comments. Once again, as a disclosure, this is a demonstration. The person that you see that gets picked from this is not the winner. I want to be very, very clear about that. So once I have all that done, then I can just come down here and click this start button. So let's see who it picks. Ron Johnson. This is actually a buddy of mine from the Michigan area. So when I see their winner, I can read the comment. Awesome new high score run, Chris. Could tell you were questioning the last shot before you took, but that's pull. You definitely look like you were feeling it through the first 5 racks. Clean shots and good progression from ball to ball. You'll get that 100 soon. Way to go. So after I select the comment, I have to verify that they're subscribed to my channel. So I click on their name. That's automatically going to take me to their channel. And then so what I want to do is go over here to the channels tab, and we can see that he has his subscription list public. So what I want to do is see if I'm in it. So I'm just going to scroll down. And typically what I could do is I can just scroll to the absolute bottom, because I've explained to people, to multiple people, that I can't just do a find and try to just search for me, because YouTube will only load so many channels at a time. And so typically what you have to do is you have to scroll to the very, very bottom. And then once you hit the bottom, that means all the channels have been loaded. And then you can do some sort of search to see like one, if I'm actually in it. And so far, just from my doing this, I haven't seen myself. So I'm going to keep jumping to the bottom. And I've now hit the complete bottom. So now I can attempt to do a find. I'll just type in Chris. And so that's not me. And there I am. So if this were the video that I'm going to use to select the winner, Ron Johnson would be the winner. Now, again, disclosure, this is not the winner though. This is just a demonstration. But now there's something new that I'm adding as a security measure. Ron Johnson would be responsible for contacting me on Facebook through my Lil Chris Facebook page. When he contacts me, I learned this from Shortstop on Pool, which I did see in the live chat. How's it going, Bob? When Ron Johnson contacts me, what I'll end up doing is giving him some sort of code. And he will be responsible for editing his comment on that video with the code that I gave him. That way, I have 100% assurance that whoever is contacting me is actually the winner. Because so far, everybody that has come forth has been actual winners. But I've always worried that if there's ever been a time where somebody would actually try to pose as the winner and claim the prize. But at least with this extra security measure in place, it can't happen. Because only the owner of the comment can edit the comment. You can create a brand new account and try to copy the picture. Like I'm pretty sure there are still other measures that can possibly do it. But if you end up doing that, that means the new comment that you're going to try to write verbatim for the one that's been selected is going to have a newer timestamp than the old one. All right, so when I see that the comment that was selected is updated with the code that I give them, then I can basically say, okay, congratulations, you've been the winner. I need your address so that way I can ship you your stuff. That's how this stuff works. Ryan Harmson, you're already asking me, how do you make sure that your subscription list is public? I can show you that. Let's go to, I think it's here. So when you're on YouTube, if you click the picture in the upper right-hand corner, I think if you go to settings, then go to privacy, and you'll see here, keep all my subscriptions private. You have to turn that off. That's at least how you do it on the computer. On the app, I'm going to try to figure this out on the app. I think it's the same on the app. I could be wrong. Nope, not there. Okay. So on the app, this is the best thing I can do. If you go to your channel on the app, you'll see in the middle, if I can do this, there are 3 buttons. There's a pencil button, there's an analytics like graph button, and then there's a pencil button. So if you click that pencil button, it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. And that's where you can also see the option of, the reflection of my screen isn't helping. There you go. That's where you can see the option to be able to toggle your subscription list on the YouTube app as well. So 2 different ways that you can possibly do it. With one with the PC, one with a computer, and then one with your mobile device. Okay, so is everybody ready? Because now we can officially do the actual drawing. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to come over here, enter in the URL, and enter in the CAPTCHA. Let's get the comments. There are 555 unique comments on here. So, are y'all ready to go? 3, 2, 1, click. Brian Slayball. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Keep up the great videos. Let's see if you're an actual winner or if you're an actual subscriber. Okay, doesn't matter that you've produced any content. What matters to me is this. Oh no, are you serious? Brian Slayball is one of my locals. He's actually been on my YouTube channel. Since you don't have your subscription list public, I can't allow you to be an eligible winner. And like I said, I'm letting y'all know that I personally know this person. He's been on my channel. I have a matter of fact. Here, let me do this. This is a buddy of mine. I interviewed him on my channel. So just so you know, I'm not being biased about this at all. And since somebody that I actually know did not follow the rules, the link that I just put in the live chat is the interview that I did of him. He did not follow the rules, so therefore he's not an eligible winner. So if he happens to see this, he's probably going to figure out how to do this stuff right the next time. So we are going to pick somebody else. Are y'all ready? 3, 2, 1, click. V, I'm assuming there's an underscore there since I see a little bit of space there. V_G. It says great, honest review as usually. I wonder if it should say as usual. Let's see if V_G is a, or maybe it's just a space. Maybe it's not an underscore. Maybe it's just a space. V space G. Let's see if V space G is a winner. Ooh, we've got subscriptions. I'm just going to go ahead and just jump straight to the bottom. Before I used to like scroll. All right, so now I'm at the very, very bottom. Let's see if my name is in there. So here's Chris Melling. There are 3 matches for the name Chris. There's Chris Melling, official World Pool. There I am. Okay, so like I said, the way this works is I'm going to take VG's comment on the video. I'm going to pin it, and they're going to have to contact me. So the way this works, though, is if they don't get a hold of me within a reasonable amount of time, I honestly don't know like how long I'm going to wait. Well, then I'm going to have to pick somebody else, right? Somebody has to come forth and claim the prize. But that's going to be the winner. So VG, congratulations. You are the yeah, it's a space. You are the winner of you are now the proud owner of a JFlowers JF Force break queue. If you need to know more information about this queue, well, you've already watched the video since you went ahead and commented on it. So you can actually see what you're going to get. But you need to get a hold of me via Facebook on my Facebook fan page. And like I said, I will provide you a code. And then it is your responsibility to edit your comment with that code, because I'm going to pin your comment to the very top of the product review video that I just selected from. And so if that doesn't happen within a reasonable amount of time, then I'm just going to do this all over again and just select somebody else. So I hope everybody's had fun with that. Like I said, BG, congratulations. And that's pretty much going to be that. Now, unless there are any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. So I'm just going to leave just a couple of minutes to let the live chat catch itself up. I see everybody congratulating the winner. I really do appreciate it. Be good sports about this. This is not my last giveaway. I've got plenty more coming, especially when I get to 100,000 subscribers. Like I'm like really thinking in my mind, like, what the heck am I going to do if and when I get to 100,000 subscribers? Like I want to be able to, do something spectacular. Pretty much like how I almost forgot. I did almost forget. I did want to show everybody the winners of the last giveaway. Where did that stuff go? Okay. Let's see here. Man, I completely forgot about that. So, the winner of the BK Rush jump break queue was Todd Michael and his comment, and he did send me a video. Let's do this. There's that. So if I do transform and I do center screen, and he sent me a video of him breaking with it. So I want to show everybody that before I call it. So here's the video of Todd Michael enjoying his new BK Rush. It's like he made a ball on the break there, doing pretty much a middle, it's kind of the middle of the table break, and then he goes over here to the side. I can't tell if he made anything there. All right, so there's that. And then Gilly C was the winner of my poison package. And so here is Gilly C. Oh, looks like this is a phone recording of him breaking. And then I think if I remember correctly, he took ball in hand. Let me just put it over here. He took ball in hand and then shot the first ball. But he actually sent me 2 separate clips. So there's the ball in hand, and here's the shot that he takes. So the break was done with the poison jump break cue, and then he's currently shooting with the poison arsenic cue. All right, so I always like to do this whenever my winners receive their product. I try to ask them to send me pictures of them with it or videos of them using it, so that way I can show everybody, to basically show everybody that, you know, these giveaways are legit. Like, and I've been doing them for quite a long time, and I've done quite a lot of them, and I have no intention of stopping. You know, I'd love to be able to give everybody something, but I can't afford to do something like that. But I can at least help out one queue at a time. And that's why I do this stuff, because I think it's just so cool to be able to brighten someone's day with, you know, something that they may have been wanting, or but just currently couldn't afford, or just didn't have the opportunity to get, and I'm actually able to provide it for them. So that pretty much wraps everything up. Every one of my giveaways, I have presented to you who has been the winner of this stuff, whether it's pictures or videos or whatever. So when VG receives his new rate queue, I'm gonna want to see a video of him or her. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. If I'm gonna want to get a video of them using it, and so that way I can present it to everybody as well. And then I just got to figure out, of all the stuff that I showed you previously, which one do I want to do next. Or I talked about this in one of my last live streams, is what other pool related product video could I do that's not a pool cue? Like, I did get an idea for the pocket reducers. I did get an idea for reviewing chalk. You know, I could just do accessories or something. And, you know, the whole point of it is to give you enough information to know whether or not if it's something that you want to buy, whether it's a pool cue, whether it's an accessory or whatever. That's the whole idea. Trevor Simpson, have I discussed my new sponsorship on stream? I have not. Not yet. I did announce it though. So for those that do not know, let me. How do I do this? How do I do this? Let's do this. Let's go to my Facebook page. Where's the post? Let's see. Close, 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 close. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. All right, so let me do, let's see. Let me do, I think it's this. Yeah, there we go. So for those of you that don't know, I have had the honor and privilege of finally getting my very, very first pool-related sponsor for my YouTube channel. The onboard sportswear team reached out to me and just wanted me to make me one of their sponsored players. So if you're not familiar with who Onboard Sportswear are, they are the company that makes the Mosconi Cup jerseys. And so I'm actually wearing not a Mosconi Cup jersey, but I'm wearing one of their style of shirts that I'm eventually going to have. I don't know, I guess, how do I say it? Like my own clothing brand with my logo on it. You know, my color design, because everybody should know that I like black and red. So that's why you see that my shirt is actually black and red. And let's see here. How do I do this? No, that's actually it. And if you want to be able to purchase any of their stuff, here's their website. You can see they currently have a 20% off code that they're doing. I am working on getting my own discount code. I currently do not have one, but I'm working on getting one because you do see that if we go look at some of these designs, $40, and I think that's euro, which I think equates to roughly $50 or $60 US. I think. If anybody knows the foreign exchange rate, you know, please let me know if I've done the math correct or incorrect. But this is basically what you can see. So like, I don't think my actual design is on their website just yet, but let me try to find something very similar. like this guy, for example. Because this guy is basically black and red. So I'm going to zoom in if I can, or how do I, there we go. That's what I want to do. Zoom out. The heck? There we go. That's what I want to do. So what you see is right here on what this would be the left pec is my Lil Chris logo. And I think Lil Chris is also here on the left sleeve because that's the arm that I always have out since I'm a left-handed player. And then on the right is the onboard sportswear logo. And then on the back, you have the onboard sportswear logo as well as my Lil Chris logo here on the back. That's pretty much how my design or my brand is going to look. And so the moment I actually get any updates on whether or not if I'm going to be getting a discount code or not, I will let everybody know. And then when my design is actually publicly available, I will also let everybody know. But at the very least, you don't have to just support me because I love just supporting pool in general. So like if there's a design that you see here, like because these are some really cool designs. And these do feel very, very comfortable. I mean, I'm already wearing them, right? And if you want, where is it? The Matchroom merch store, right? The World Pool Championships, the UK Open 9-ball. Like, look at this stuff. This stuff is amazing. Where's the Mosconi Cup stuff? I thought they had this in here. Maybe not. I thought they did at one point. Yeah. Iconic 9-ball hoodie, iconic 9-ball t-shirt. You can see World Pool Champion Shane Van Boning sporting this stuff. Lots and lots of cool stuff. Like I said, currently they do have their own discount code, Jubilee20, for 20% off. Actually, it says this weekend only, so I don't know. Does that mean this weekend? Because I actually shared this last weekend, so I actually don't know if this discount code is still valid. But of course, maybe try it out. The worst it's going to tell you is no. But that is my new sponsor, like actual official sponsor. Sponsor, right? Not what I do for JFlowers. For JFlowers, I'm an influencer. Onboard is actually sponsoring me. So that's why you're going to see in future videos, there will be I can like put it up here somewhere, will be the Onboard Sportswear logo. And every once in a while in my videos, I'll be wearing the Onboard sportswear apparel. I don't have to always. That's the great thing about this company is that they're not holding me to where every video that I do, I have to wear their stuff. Right? I don't have to do that. But every once in a while, in support of their sponsorship, I'm certainly going to be wearing their stuff. And whenever I go out to competition, so like when I go to the Texas State Open, I'm going to be wearing their stuff. Whenever I go to a mid-level tournament, I'm going to be wearing their stuff because I'm happily going to promote this product that I've had when I went to go see the Mosconi Cup in London. When I first bought the Mosconi Cup jerseys and got to like feel them in my hands, and now I'm actually wearing my own stuff, which is freaking awesome. But like I said, the moment I find out if I'm going to get a discount code, everybody's going to be made aware of it, so you can certainly support me and my content with that, or just if you just happen to like any design that you saw on there, feel free to just go ahead and check that stuff out. Ooh, John Tripp, you're saying the current exchange is $1.25 per euro. Ah, man, but that's the foreign exchange rate for you. But yes, Trevor, thanks for reminding me of that because I do need to remember to mention that every time. All right, everybody. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap things up. So once again, I want to say congratulations to VG for winning the JFlowers JF Force Break Queue. Like I said, do get a hold of me on Facebook. Like I said, I will pin your comments and then I will reply to your comments. So hopefully you get notified that you are the winner. And I'm going to give you a reasonable amount of time to try to get a hold of me, because if you don't get a hold of me in a reasonable amount of time, then I'm just going to have to pick somebody else. I think that's the only fair way to do this. But for everybody else, stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more live streams, and stay tuned for more giveaways, because I'm not done doing any of them. But hopefully, with my hectic schedule that I described at the very beginning of this live stream, I can start better managing my YouTube content and get things put out for everybody more often. But until then, have a good night.